Hi, so in this video I'll be talking about applying for a PhD with your BSc. Applying for a PhD with your BSc, like from undergraduate you want no masters and then to PhD. This is because a lot of our clients, a lot of people, students have come to me and they have said, oh, we want to apply for, can you apply for me straight into a PhD? So today I'll be answering all that. So number one, sit tight. This video is for informational purpose. This video will help you make the right decision at the end of it. This video will help you assess yourself to know whether you should do straight from BSc to PhD or if you should get a master's or not. This video will help you strengthen your application process, and finally this video will help you avoid the mistakes that other persons have been making. Now, number one you need to understand is that going to applying for a BSc, applying for a PhD with only your BSc means that you are going to be competing with people that already have masters. They have an edge for you. They already have a master's thesis. They have done some form of research. They have worked with people. They have some level of hands-on research experiences, something to show off, and of course the application or their CV may even be better. I didn't say will be, may even be better than yours. So first thing first, you have to understand that yes, it is possible for you to apply for a PhD with only BSc. Most schools in US and Canada actually accept and allow for you to do that. However, the admission committee, most times PhD slots are very slim and highly competitive, because some of them will come with funding and they just take about 20 people, 6 people, 10 people, depending on the number, the cohort, and the number of PhD candidates that particular school can take per time. What that means is you're going to be applying with people that have better, quote, may have better CV than you. They have master's thesis. They have shown that they have done some form of research. They have hands-on knowledge that you may or may not have. So number one, you have to understand that. So what this understanding is going to do is going to help you strengthen your admission application process. You have to strengthen your application process. So how do you strengthen your application process, and what are the mistakes to avoid? Number one way and number one mistake you should avoid is low or no research. What does low or no research mean? PhD is all about research. If you're going to sit down for 4 years, for 5 years, for 6 years, depending on how many years your PhD in your program and in your university takes to do research, they want to see that you're capable of doing research and you have what it takes mentally, physically to undertake a research from start to completion. And you must be able to show that whether you've worked in a publication before, in a paper, you've co-authored a paper, you've worked in a project, or beyond, or internship, you've worked with an NGO, you've volunteered here or there, and they are very strong, they are well detailed. So that is one way to show that you've done research and you're able to do research. So it is so important that in your application process, you show them that you have the capacity and what it takes beyond the classroom, beyond the four corners of classroom, to do research, whether with people as a team or independent research. It is so important that, and that's one mistake you should avoid. Another mistake you should avoid is applying blindly. Oh my God, a lot of people apply blindly. They just say you can apply without without MSc. They go and apply. No, don't apply blindly. This year you have to take time to do your research. So what that means is go to the school portal, go to the school website in that your program, that particular program, check under the admissions requirement and check if a master's degree is required. If a master's degree is required, no need of applying, no whether you have a first class or not. You understand? So if they are asking for a master's, so some of them in the admission requirement will tell you that a master's degree is not required, right? They will tell you that a master's degree is not required and you can apply without a master's degree. So in that case, you can go ahead and apply. But hold on, calm down. Let me tell you something else. They may tell you that you don't need a master's degree. Do you know what you need to do? You have to go, for me, in order for you not to waste money in your application fee, what you need and your time, what you need to do extra is to go and look at their current PhD students in that department. What that means is you go, most times you can see that you go is you to do research. If you're going to do PhD, you start now to learn research. You go and get those the current students that they have in their departments. No, mostly is on their website. You can always look for it. Now, when you go and look for their current students in that department, look at the current student CV. If you can get it, look for the current student CV. When you look at the current student CV, or look at their work, look at their portfolio to see if they had masters before they were, admitted into the program. Majority, there may be some exemption, 1 or 2, but majority, did they have masters? Because the program may say master's degree is not required, but you would notice that their admission processes is silently favoring those with masters. Are you seeing the game? So that you don't fall into the trap. Look at majority of it and let them and find out if they actually kept to their words and are admitted people without masters. So you must be sure. Please take this time. It's going to cost you a lot, but take the time to do that extra research. That is what will be, will ensure that you know what you're doing. Now, the next mistake and next thing you should look out for is your SOP. Your SOP must be very strong. Your SOP is where you tell them why they should ditch and forget about those people that have masters, those people that have thesis, those people that have real world experiences, those people that have hands-on knowledge, that are knowledgeable than you in their why. That's where you tell them why they should pick you. And one of the things you should write in SOP is, this class, this one, I'm not talking about SOP, I'm not teaching about SOP here, but I'm going to share that one of the things you should look out for in your SOP is don't recall what was in your CV again. There must be a storyline, and they should be able to hear your voice behind those papers, behind those things that you are writing to them, letting them know why you are a strong fit for them. So it is so important. And your SOP should be compelling, should be your voice, Now, another thing that is very important, if you want to apply for a PhD without a master's, is your CGPA. Remember, you don't have masters, you don't have any other thing to prove, so they are all relying on your CGPA. So if your CGPA is low, please, no need of going to apply for it, except you're willing to write a GRE. Number 2, if your CGPA is low and you left school 5 years ago, 10 years ago, please go and write a GRE if you don't want to do a master's. What that means is, because what does a GRE, what will the GRE do for you? The GRE will help them see your academic abilities now in the present, because you've left school for a long time, your brain has gotten dull, you have been in the industry and the career sector, and you're telling them that, see, that brain I got that gave me a high CGPA is the same. And when I say high CGPA, I am talking about something beyond 3.5. In fact, I would tell you to be aiming for about a 3.8 over 5.0 or a 3.5 over 4.0 CGPA. That's the kind of CGPA we can say, okay, we will use it, top it up, and apply for a straight PhD for you. Now, one other thing you would understand is sometimes you may get the admission for that PhD, but you may not get the funding for it, because they may just feel that this person will still need to learn, teach you. Does it mean that you should not apply if you want to straight to a PhD? Please do. Most of the PhD program, like in my own school, most of the things they are teaching us are like first the things they taught you in masters, kind of. They will always do that foundational class in the first and second semester, so you always get it back, right? But if you're going to get you may not get funding, you may get funding. All these things I'm talking about are things that would ensure that whether you get that or not. Another mistake you should not whatever. This one is whether you're applying for anything you're looking for fully funded. It's so important that this part is so important. Recommendation. Please, 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 if you see that to whom it may concern recommendation, please don't do it this year. Please don't do it this year. Try and get people that are willing to put in the work, that love you enough to put in the work and write the different recommendation for the different schools that you are applying for. Please, to whom it may concern is a weak recommendation and will only reduce your overall points in getting an admission. So what I'm saying is get a recommendation that will vouch for you, that will write something personal. If possible, you can chip in 1 or 2 things you think that they should focus on. So finally, as I round up this video, is what is the most important thing when it comes to applying for a PhD? Your research capacity is so important. Your ability to show that you've done research, your ability to show that you can do research, and you don't have to have all the, what will I call it? You don't have to have everything. All you need to show is that you have the potential to do this research and, finish it. They want to see potentials through your SOPs, through your personal statements, through your CV and all that. Finally, another mistake you should avoid is that don't carry the same CV you've been using to get a job to apply. Your CV should be, customized to be an academic CV that will showcase, amplify the research that you have done and how this can, overall impact what you are doing. Now, if those are the things that will determine it. For me, my recommendation is, if you want to do a group, apply straight from BSc to PhD, I would recommend you write a GRE. The GRE would, buttress on the fact that, yeah, you are the person that you should do that. And of course, you can just do a master's and get good standing in your master's. Is just 1 year and you have time to do your PhD. So those are the points I have concerning should you do masters with your PhD. So if you check all this and you harness it and you feel like, yes, it's something that you can do, yes, you have it, and you're applying to programs and schools and countries that allow you apply straight to a PhD like US and Canada, then, and you want to do it and you have this, I would say go ahead. You can actually apply straight to a PhD without a master's. So if this video was blessed you, or you learned 1 or 2 things, just like, and if you're here, I'm going to be talking a lot about funding related matter and affordable schools for international students. If it's something that you're interested in, you can also subscribe, because I'll be giving all those information day to day. The next video I'm talking about, the part 2 of this, is applying with a low CGPA. I think you will see it soon there and you can listen to it. And of course, if there's something you want me to address or talk about, I'm going to address it soon. Thank you so much, and make the best decision, and see you in school.